Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Good morning, and it's a Monday morning, getting into the second week of the month, getting us closer and closer to the end of the year. I hope you guys have managed to do some of your shopping for Diwali, and not much is left other than enjoying it. This is what creates most of the noise in the background when you guys hear it. So, I prudently this time remember to remove this and keep it aside so it's not jingling and jangling as I'm talking to you. So, what am I going to talk about today? Today, I'm going to talk about something which we all suffer from, including me, which is prevalent in today's society, which is toxic social media. Okay, now what do I mean by toxic social media? Well, I don't blame social media here per se. I blame us as audience here per se. Most of us would like to blame social media for creating and churning content and it being polarizing and toxic. But do remember, whatever is being created, we as viewers, by laying eyeballs on it, are garnering more attention to it, creates a system where it gets into a negative feedback loop and more toxic content is created. So, if we want to stop this, the power literally lies in our own hands, more so than ever, by not consuming toxic content or content we deem toxic personally on social media. Please do note here, I'm not saying this is toxic or that is toxic. Each of us have personal opinions and personal preferences. So each of us have a right, and it's a good right to exercise and have to decide personally what we consider that doesn't align with us, our views and our personality, and it's best to avoid it. The reason why I'm talking about this so much today is because of this ongoing Palestine-Israel issue, the war. It's spilled out onto social media, and there seems to be a huge push and a drive from both sides to push their narrative, constantly trying to push you to and pull you to either one side or the other. And it is creating a lot of distress between friends, between families, even between colleagues and workers, and within organizations. This is creating issues. So, this is one of the other reasons which I want to talk to us about. So, what should you do to avoid yourself being drawn into this where you're not able to control yourself anymore? But the first thing I want you to do is audit your social media accounts. Auditing social media account means going through all the channels you're following, all of them, and reviewing them one by one, and unfollowing things which are not adding to your benefit, meaning to your mental health and mental well-being. Unfollow them, unfriend accounts, and who are posting consistently these content which you find negative and toxic. Avoid them. And if they're a close friend and you can't avoid them, they would feel upset that you unfollow them. Most social media platforms have an option to mute, and you can mute them and they won't even know that you've muted them. So this is a very good thing which I encourage everybody to do, to take a break by muting and unfollowing channels and platforms which is you're finding it hard to consume right now. This could also mean in terms of investing. If you're following a lot of trading information which are encouraging you to do day trading and it keeps on giving you this notion that you're missing out on something, it's best to put them on mute and avoid them for some time till you're able to regain control of your consumption. 2. Set boundaries. Establish the amount of time you consume social media usage, the amount of time you spend per day checking your social media. Designate a specific time, a specific place. That also helps. I have a specific place where I sit and I do my social media. And when I'm not in that designated place at that designated time, I do not do my social media. That's why even on Instagram, yes, I do reply to everybody. But there's a time during the day when I go through it and I reply, and then that's done. And the next time I check on is only the following day I manage to touch base with everybody. And so to keep that in mind, this also helps by setting boundaries. If you're finding it very hard to let go and you feel the media is controlling you more than you controlling the media. 3. This is another thing which you can do, which I also do, is curate your feed. Follow accounts which help you to be positive and find inspiration, find it educational, and use that to avoid pulled into negative loop and negative feed. So it kind of doesn't distress you and pull you down mentally, as it is. There's enough in the world we're dealing with. You don't want to pile on more negativity on top of that. And sometimes social medias like Instagram keep on giving you suggestions. There's a snooze option, and you can snooze suggestions for a month, which I strongly suggest all of you use. Snooze recommendations, because the algorithm will constantly be trying to push new content and new feed onto you. So the best thing to do is to snooze it this way to avoid it. 4, be mindful of your own content. If you are the kind of person who's creating content, and you try and remain new, try and be mindful of your followers, and do realize people are going through various things emotionally and mentally. So we do want to be respectful and mindful of this. Try and avoid controversy and discussions which are toxic, and move towards places where you can find more common ground. It is much better to find people who help you find common ground than to find people who just want to be part of your tribe and amplify whatever you feel. It is always good to see the other side and try to find common ground and find a middle ground, because end of the day we're all stuck on this one planet. We have nowhere else to go. We all have to learn somehow to get along and live with each other, because there's no other option. So this is what I want to tell for all you content creators out there. Another strategy which I want you to do, which is number 5, is turn off notifications. A lot of us have notifications turned on. We turn it on without even realizing it. And I strongly suggest. I know on YouTube, we all keep saying, turn on the bell notification icon and so you will be notified of a new video. I don't do this. Most of my videos, I just end, if you notice, I just say, okay, see you in the next one, bye. That if I catch you and you're interested in seeing me, you'll know where to find me. I know the people who like and enjoy my content, they will come. I don't need to constantly push on this like and bell notification thing, but my team does desire it, because my team would like to work on this. They have some kind of a goal and they have some mindset which I try and work them out of, but they seem to feel it's required. So in those times under the pressure, I do say it, but I honestly don't believe in it. I don't believe in notifications. I don't ask people to subscribe, and I definitely don't ask people to turn on notifications, because I don't want them to be buzzed and alerted each time I do anything. I only want people to come and watch my content when they find their natural desire to find out what Vinod is up to or what is Vinod talking about. I don't want to be intrusive. But anyway, so disable notifications. So you step away from this constant barrage of notifications. Apple has it, because that's what I use, that ecosystem. And it's very powerful, Apple's notification system. So I can turn everything off. So I get no notifications. I don't even get calls. I don't even get SMS. Nothing. My phone literally sits like a brick and only allows absolutely filtered calls and filtered messages. I can go to that side, that level of darkness, or I can go to the other extreme where I'll allow every single notification, every single beep, every single thing to light up my phone. So that kind of flexibility is nice. And you can set up different profiles so you can move in and move out. Another strategy which a lot of people do use, which celebrities use, is they have multiple accounts. So they have one account which is meant for the public, which they deal with, another account for all the media which they like following, and even a third account for families and friends to interact with on a personal level. So you can have this. You can have multiple accounts. You can have one account which you check during the day or once a week to follow all your favorite movie stars, to follow all what the news items. And you have another account which is purely personal, to interact with your friends and family and nothing more. So that is another strategy which I suggest. 7 is something which you should all do, is educating yourself about your privacy settings. I have this problem with Instagram, where all of you are so enthusiastic to find out how to get your portfolio evaluated. Even in LinkedIn, you constantly are reaching out to me saying, should I buy this share? Should I buy Dr. Reddy? Today it's corrected by 2%. Should I buy this? Should I buy that? I can't give you an advice. And it's very wrong of me to tell you to buy something or do something when I have no idea what your financial background is, what your goals are, where you are in life right now, where you plan to go. And if you keep asking me for advice, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I feel very helpless and I just keep saying, I don't know your goal. Then immediately some of you will send me snapshots of your complete portfolio and saying, what do you think about my portfolio? Again, I don't know you. How can I give you? And if I say that repeatedly, a lot of you immediately start sending me paragraphs of information about your personal information. Please do not share personal information like this online with anybody, including me. When you meet someone face to face or when you're on a call with them, there's a time to set it, because you're having a human to human interaction and it's a safe environment because you know the other person who's talking to you on the other side is authentic. On Instagram, on DMs, especially large managed accounts, you do not know who is accessing these accounts, and your personal information is going out there. And it's for your own safety and for your own security. I keep saying this repeatedly. Please do not share personal information unless and until there's a real reason to share this kind of information. Yes, you can ask academic curiosity information, like what do you think about this industry or this company? Sure, ask. But asking, should I buy this? Here's my portfolio. This is what's happening in my life. Do consider yourself before you consider your situation and everything put together before you do these things. 8, and this is an important thing which I do, which I suggest all of you do, is take breaks. You should at least have 1 or more days in a week where you do not consume social media at all. That means no social media. That means no Instagram, no YouTube, nothing. You're completely unplugged. Because a lot of you keep telling me when I ask you to read books, you say you just don't have time. This is how you create time. How do you create time to exercise? By taking breaks from everything else. How do you create time to read a book? By taking a break from everything else. Because realize when you're consuming social media, you're taking a break from your life when you're busy consuming the social media. When you're spending these 10, 20 minutes watching my videos or Anand's videos, you're taking a break from the rest of your life to watch this or hear this. So do consider it. So whatever time you're investing into social media should be an investment and not anything more than that. Don't waste your entire life or your entire day scrolling through social media and watching random YouTube videos. That's a life wasted, which I don't want you to be. 9, if you're really struggling with all this, I do suggest that you seek support and seek someone. It could be a family, a friend person, or a therapist. If you're really struggling with toxic social media, I have a lot of my friends who are struggling right now with all this Palestine-Israel war going on. I've suggested a lot of them these kind of protocols to follow. Some of them are beyond this. They're not able to help themselves anymore. I've even told them repeatedly to go seek out their therapist and have a conversation with them about this. It's very difficult. I understand it. We're all highly charged, emotional beings. And younger you are, the more emotionally charged you tend to be. The older you are, somehow life seems to be in a different perspective when you reach the vantage point where I'm sitting. So I understand this, why people feel so drawn to this conflict, but do take care of your mental health first. And if all of this fails, this is what I've told some of my friends to this advice too, is consider deactivating and removing the app for some time. Take a break, a long break, like a winter holiday, summer holiday. Delete Instagram from your account. Instagram's not going to go anywhere. Your Facebook won't go anywhere. Just delete it. Take it off your phone. See how you feel after a week, 2 weeks, when you don't have Instagram or don't have Amazon or you don't have YouTube. And you'd be thankful that you did it. So this is why these are the ways you can manage your social media addiction and prevent social media toxicity from entering your mind and ruining your life and ruining your mental peace. I thought this is an important public service, public announcement I should do. It's ironic that I'm sitting on a social media platform, talking about social media platform, but it's something I do want to get out there to all of you guys. I am deeply concerned about everyone out there. Thanks for watching the podcast, and I'll see you on the next one soon. Bye.